And whatever happens. That time it was a flat ball. Brings got the Nissan on strike. The last ball, we're batting on 49. There's that bounces came against Afghanistan in the earlier stage as well. Tremendous for the man. Top scored this game itself. Both these highly talented players coming together. Another single against his 50. 50 number 18 in T20 internationals. The pocket size dynamite this guy. Makum Nisanga, Sri Lanka 89 for 1. Kuldeep continuing. This is a good test for India. It's a cracking start by Sri Lanka. First time a team apart from India has won past 17 power play. Nisanga just showing his talent and skill in this innings. 350s in this Asia Cup. Yes, this is a terrific opening. They're scoring at more than almost 11 runs and over. Nisanga getting his 18th half century in the T20 format, and as you said, third in the current Asia Cup. Kushan Pereira has played his part as well, 38 from 22. Should get two. This is a crucial period. There's middle overs. The field spread out. The emphasis should be not on just the big hits. These ones and twos will count as well. Ideally, from Sri Lanka's point of view, they want a boundary every over, and then be busy between the wickets. You get those 8, 9 runs and over. That's bowled handsomely for 6. That went flat. Struck extremely hard. Well, just like we saw that man on the monitor clapping, he used to play shots like that. And Kusal Pereira has hammered it. This is, just look at that, this is hammered. It was halfway down the pitch. And maybe Kuldeep a little bit concerned that he might come down the pitch and smack it for a 6, but instead he's rolled it halfway down and it's gone for a 6 anyway. He's got a bit of sanat in it when he plays long shots. A diminutive left-hander, but that's back a punch. It's terrific stroke play. And pulled away again into the gap for 4. The 100 comes up for Sri Lanka. And they're going like a fast train at the moment. Yes, the partnership 95 now of just 50 deliveries. Kusal Pereira also getting to a half century. Nisanga got his half century in the previous over. And now Kusal Pereira controlling this one. He was not hitting in the air like the previous one. It was a superb partnership. his 16th 50 in T20 cricket. His fourth against India. What entertainment for the crowd. It's a big crowd here today. That's sensible, smart cricket. 14 runs coming off that over. 103 for 1. See Sri Lanka ahead of India at this stage. 94 for 3 India with 103 for 1. One of two great start. Up with the run rate, they've got that required run rate, which was at the start of the innings at 10. It's come to 909. Think about this partnership is they've hardly had that balls. Only 12 dot balls so far. Just in terms of how they have dominated this Indian bowling attack. That was running. Very good run. Sri Lanka saving their best for the last. Very busy today, just 12 dot balls. Abhishek Sharma just leaving the field. That shot in the air. He's not trying it. One ball signal. I wonder why. There's something because Abhishek Sharma was not off the field, and maybe that is the reason he went for the ball. The umpire signal. Nice shot that. It has to be because Abhishek Sharma was not off the ground, and that is the reason why the umpire might have counted. Whatever. 6 runs, it could have been 6 more runs. It would have been a century partnership. Yes, the third umpire confirming that signal. Exactly the reason why they bowled the signal. Swings. Would land safely. And the 100 partnership comes up. And in such quick time, 101 of just 54. And they're scoring at almost 12 runs an hour, 11.37. The scoring rate. Magnificent, absolutely magnificent. The shot making speed clean, powerful, and
সবাই একটু
entertaining
সাবস্ক্রাইব
crowd.
করে দিয়েন
Very,
চ্যানেলটাকে।
very entertaining batting this.
এত বেশি কথা বলবো না, কারণ আমিও একজন ক্রিকেট প্রেমিক। আমিও জানি বেশি কথা হয়তো অনেকেই পছন্দ করেন না, তাই সবাই লাইক কমেন্ট করে পাশে থাকেন যাতে আপনাদেরকে প্রতিনিয়ত এরকম দারুণ
Straight.
দারুণ খেলা উপহার দিতে পারি।
Clean. That's six.
ধন্যবাদ।
So the pressure being kept on the spinners. 89 needed from 61. They're doing it in style here, Sri Lanka. They are indeed. Tossed up. Good, clean connection. And it's gone straight over. But that's a massive hit again. These are not sixes which are just going over the boundary rope. They're going into the crowd. So 11 of the over, 10 gone, 114 for one, and drinks coming on to the field.
আরে ভাই, একটা কলা দিয়ে আমি খাই। তারেক ভাই, তারেক ভাই, এই তারেক ভাই।
So 114 for one. And Sri Lanka making light work of this big score from India, 200. Simply because they're going at 11.4 runs per over at the moment. They've got the required run rate under 9 thanks to this superb partnership. 107, the highest of the Asia Cup for any wicket. And what entertainment for the crowd. Saka just really played it so magnificently. Look at the shot. Look at that shot. It's clean. Magnificent. Absolutely terrific. Both of them have got a fabulous strike rate. One is 190.62, the Saka. And Kusal Perera has 192.59. And everybody, apart from Hardik Pandya, got a wicket in that one over that he bowled. They've gone for plenty. He's the only one who's gone for 7. The others, Harshdeep has gone for 13, Harshit has gone for 14, Akshar Patel 11, Kuldeep Yadav also 11, and Varun Chakravarti under 10. So that's how things stand. India 202 for 5. Abhishek Sharma again the top scorer, 61. Reply. Sri Lanka 114 for 1 in reply to India's 202. This is the last Super 4 game before the final between India and Pakistan on Sunday. And what's been impressive is the number of people that have come here today. This is a dead rubber, but they've packed the stands and they've had probably the best entertainment of the AP World Asia Cup 25 up to now. One team scoring 200. Reply, a really strong one. 114. And really threatening to overhaul this Indian score. Now, we've had a break. They will begin again. So they've got to start afresh. The Sri Lankan batsman as well. a shot that is first ball after the break. Just slicing it away with immense power. Yes, he got a bit of room around
Not
the off
for
stump. He looked to
not
angle the ball
not
away.
over.
Arshit Rana. And that is understandable because anything on the pads, he just cobbles it into the crowd. But look at this shot. This is played with a typical left-handed elegance. Look at the follow through on the bat as well. This is magnificent. Super. Yeah, that rest of the bat. That last ball was 144 clicks. Went to the boundary at the rate of knots. Just using the pace of the bowler. This format, if you have the pace, but if you give the room, it'll be exploited by the batsman. Now the fielder at the deep fine leg boundary had been brought into the 30-meter circle, so clearly everything is going to be bowled wide outside the off stump. There is a deep mid wicket and a long on. Those are the only two boundary fielders on the onside, so everything is going to be angled away from over the wicket. Very strong in that area. There's a gap, big gap between deep point and third man. Mentioned he's got a lot of his runs in that area. The left-hander generates a lot of back speed when he hits in that direction. Work with the wrists as well. A bit slow to start. Nisaka didn't think that the run was on. If he had gone to the left-hander, who's throwing side as well. Slowing it down now. That first ball that he bowled 144 was clobbered for a boundary. Next couple of deliveries have been about 114 and 116. Trying to take the pace off the circuit, that's good thinking. Look at Kusal Pereira. When he hits it onto the outside, it really is a boundary or a six. Look at the play, the reverse sweep, doing it well, and then forcing Kuldeep ball shot. Down is Saka. Swings for six.
See,
Easy as
okay, okay.
really pummeling this Indian attack. The slow ball,
বাঙালি
but
ওই
this
দিন
one's
জিততে
off
ভুল
the in
করছে
the
রে।
slot. And that's what Mane Markle, the bowling coaches, perhaps are saying. And has it dented the car? Look at that big high back left, great connection. The slower delivery, the off spin up on a turn, but as you can say, he's hit it with the turn. Oh yes, it's hit the car. Actually, it's a really good shot maker. This Saka picks up lengths with 58 fraction. He might be on the front foot, but still converts. Again, the placement excellent. Waited on it and has split the field. Both fielders up in the ring. 15 have come up the over already.
সবাই একটু লাইক কমেন্ট
How
করে দিন।
clever is that? How clever is that? Slower delivery. You can see that it's turned a little bit, bounced a little bit more.
আপনাদের কাছে আর বেশি
There
কিছু
is no boundary
চাই
cover
না।
for him, and he's placed it beautifully. He waited for the ball to go past him, and then just use the pace. Sri Lanka poised to doing something they've never done. Let's chase 200 in a T20 game. Previous hours 194 against Bangladesh. It's the single. Big over this. 16 runs coming off it. 130 for one.
দুশো 45 জন অ্যাক্টিভ আছেন, মাত্র 5টা লাইক দিলেন।
partnership. This is 123, the highest for any wicket in Asia Cup cricket. This highest 119. Kohli and Rahul. 73 needed now. Oh. This will do wonders to their confidence. Just the way they play, the belief it will give them against a good Indian attack. See, just floating it out wide, holding Googly's. Might just make Nisaka go over the infield on the offside, dying that onside boundary. That's against the run of play. Might just force a big shot now. Yes, this is when batters try something different. We already saw that of the previous delivery. Looking to play the reverse sweep, not connecting. What this partnership has done, it's brought that required run rate down to 8.64. It was 10 at the start of the inning, so it's been a real onslaught of sorts. Going at both ends. 73 Nisanta, 57 Kushal Pereira. Both terrific strike rates. Good over from Kuldeep so far. He's got from 23 of his previous 2 overs. And just conceded 2 runs now, 1 ball to go. Still has 1 over after this. Come back for 2. But a good over. 4 runs conceded. It's 134 for 1. 8 to go. This is a remarkable performance from Sri Lanka at the moment. 1 wicket down, 134 on the board. This partnership, 127 off 69 deliveries. Amazing stuff. There's the phase scores. Really good work. 62 for none. Very tidy over that last over. They won't need to worry about too much. They've still got a hand-in-all game break at the moment. Hello, Rush, you getting excited?
It's been enjoyable. It's been some wonderful batting. He's gone back to his twins, spin twins.
Gone! Red past it. They've broken that partnership of 127 eventually. 70 balls only it was. It was an onslaught from Sri Lanka, but now it's finished.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say the 2 spinners. Kuldeep pulled a tight one. Chakravarti will bring in his variations. They each have the Nova. Chakravarti spooling those dots, forcing the batter to take a chance, and he runs past it, but he's batted beautifully for his 58. 134 for 2.
Taken in 69 from 46 balls, 8 wickets in hand. You would think that's not going to be too difficult, the situation they've got themselves in. Captain Charada Sri Lanka now in at number 4. The Sunker's blowing out of his shoes, 75 off 41, a strike rate of 183, 69 from 46. That's what they need. Beautiful ball.
Just a slip in place. Looks to play onside, but the ball goes the other way. 84 runs, that's 66% of the runs in the previous partnership came in boundaries. Right move, maintain that left hand, right hand combination as well. Sri Lanka coming ahead. Off the mark, but it slowed down considerably. Hazy. 2 overs ago, that required rate was 8. Now, rising rapidly once again.
Look at that wicket again, Chakravarti. Turns that ball sharply and is very clever, as you can see with that one. Advanced a little bit too early, perhaps. But he did play well, Pereira. 58 off 32. Oh, there's the signal from the coach.
Hardik Pandya is not on the field, so Akshar will have to bowl a few more overs, and this is the right time because the new batter is in.
A Sunker on strike now. Picks that up superbly. Off the back foot, didn't bounce too much.
These the last 2 overs, just 5 runs and a wicket. How the game changes. That's the quality of these 2 spinners. Both somewhat mystery spinners.
And Chakravarti just closed this one down. Really important wicket, that last one to break that terrific stand.
So Akshar will have to bowl at least 2 overs when you look at those overs remaining.
Brilliant. A wicket that went for 2 only. 136 for 2. Still got some batting to come in the middle there. Coming to Mendes. This is Shanaka. We've had one very good knock from Shanaka so far. Mendes played nice in the last game as well. Now, high. Safe. It's going to plug a little bit to that little pocket. Tag teamwork. And to the result.
Not moving as easy as he would like, Nisanka. But you got to keep playing your shots against Akshar because Suryakumar Yadav has held back Kuldeep. He probably might even hold back Varun Chakravarti from the other end. You've got to keep going at the others.
Slicing that one away. There's a sweeper out there. It's on the bounce though. Just a single.
The crowd in it. Everyone anticipating something to give you. Sri Lanka got the game into a situation from where you could say that it was their game to lose.
Yonage, the man that's playing today, is on the list to come in next. We want to see if he does come in, or if he slides down a bit. That's clever bowling from Akshar Patel.
Last 15 balls, just 8 runs. Can't let this happen.
Spinners have got their teeth in the game now. 136, plays 139. That game break is almost finished. Score's getting very close to level.
I mentioned the number of boundaries hit in the previous partnership. 66% of the runs, 6 sixes, 12 fours. Now it's in the last 3 overs, none. That's how the spinners have dried things up.
A little bit short, a little bit leg side, picked up strongly for 4.
Good
Nicely
sir,
played by
good sir.
Nissanka.
সবাই
well,
একটু কমেন্ট করেন,
big gap between deep swirling
সাবস্ক্রাইব
and
করে
mid
দিন
wicket. Mid wicket more for the slog sweep.
নতুন চ্যানেল।
His transfer of weight so good, Pathum Nisanka. They break the shackles somewhat.
He's very keen to try and get on that back foot of the spinners, and it's worked really nicely for him in this innings. 8 for the over so far. Last ball. Turn to a fraction. Going to be able to come back for the second. Oh, might be able to come back for the third, retain the strike. He will. Big over in the end, 11 from it. 147 for 2.
সবার মতো এত কথা বলবো না, যে লাইক করেন, কমেন্ট করেন, সাবস্ক্রাইব করেন। অনেক দেওয়া কথা বলাটা বিরক্ত করে মনে হয়, সবাইকে বিরক্ত করতে চাই না, নিজে চাই সবাই একটু লাইক,
Double bonus in that last
comment,
delivery. They
সাবস্ক্রাইব।
got the extra run with the
যাদের
miss
ভালো
field, but
লাগে
also
তারাই করে
Nisanka
দেবেন।
got back on strike. He's on 86 now. 46 balls. Strike rate 187 for Nisanka. It's just been remarkable. The more strike that Nisanka gets at this stage, the better, of course, for Sri Lanka. There's Austin just struggling with that, just kicked it away with his heel as well. They came back for the third. Did everything enough to left for the big final on Sunday. Catching and ground fielding.
Yeah, he's looking for a wicket. You can't leave it too long with 56 of 36. In good batting conditions, you're backing the batting team and hence wickets.
Got that away too. First ball. Oh, that is a superb shot. Really important boundary first ball.
150 into the 90s, Pathum Nisanka. That was a little too full from
35 হলে
Chakravarti.
হয়ে যাবে যদি খেলে,
They looped that
ইনশাল্লাহ হয়ে
inning.
যাবে।
Nisanka just goes through with it. 52 of 35. They're getting close to the Sri Lankans.
Sets them up now for a good over. Should set them up for a good over with the bat.
বাংলাদেশ গোল্লাই চলে যাবে, গোল্লাই।
On the back foot. Looking to run hard. Touch and turn. Yep. Good running. Two more.
কামরাই থেকে যাবে, কামরা।
He's huffing and puffing, but he's batting really well. Pathum Nisanka, his timing just hasn't deserted him right throughout. It's so good for Sri Lanka. He's an ex-player, under the spotlight across formats. He plays good shots. Rarely does he take a risk.
Again, just looking to play off that back foot. So that's good work again from Nisanka.
Yeah, good thing. Boundary, you got a couple, get off strike, but now Sri Lanka has to do his part. He cannot take too long to get himself in. 2 of 5. He's at least got to keep the strike rotating so that those dots don't build. 3 more deliveries from Chakravarti.
Yeah, he's got the boundary of the first ball, the over. Now they're just going to run. They're going to run these, turn these ones into twos. Scamper between the stumps if they can. Oh, swing and a miss. Now he thinks he heard something. Conversation with the skipper, the keeper as well. I don't think there's anything coming.
1 review left. They blew one very early in the innings. But I like the fact that Suryakumar Yadav is continuing with that slip. He believes his spinner might have the wood on the Sri Lankan captain. Just a mighty swing, not even looking at it, Asalanka. This is missed it by a mile. Or does it clip the stumps?
Backing away. Not gone strong enough. Doesn't quite get there. once at one stage. He's a fine fielder.
They're usually very good with the gloves on. Made a lot of ground. Sri Lanka just having a swing. Was very lucky that there was a massive gap between mid-wicket and long on.
The 9 runs off this over, courtesy of that boundary off the first ball, has really boosted him perfectly. 93 for Nasanka. Sri Lanka gets that one away, and he's going to retain the strike. So 10 off that over, 157 for 2. 8 wickets in hand for Sri Lanka, 46 required. Nasanka on 93 off 49 deliveries. See what a knock this has been. Looked like he was hobbling quite a bit, actually, about 25% of the way through this innings. Seems to be moving okay now. Sri Lanka's just arrived. Kuldeep's got 1 over left. Number 27 for Kuldeep. He's always a danger.
Just a bit of a breather for the Sri Lankan batters. He's playing his trump. Suryakumar Yadav, he's got 1 over of Kuldeep Yadav remaining. Well, he's had to work a lot harder today in getting his fielders to move around, make a few more decisions, because Sri Lanka, they're up with it. They played some wonderful shots as well. Now, game on.
And he's still going. The captain still wants to make sure things are okay. Being very precise about field placing. Someone's not watching him. He's not happy about that.
Long boundary. On that side of the ground, he wants that 5-10 meters off the line to try and stop the twos.
Yeah, up went that hand to say stop there. Right, 46 from 30 balls. Sri Lanka, the captain, just arrived on strike. Now he's gone downtown. How far has that one gone? Not far enough. Full catch to Gill. So that's an important wicket at this stage. Kuldeep's just started his last over.
Well, he just was not in the game, Charita Sri Lanka. Lots of dots, couple of swipes, and the ball went into no man's land. But this time, the ball turns away from him, hits the bottom of the bat, accepts it gleefully. Yes, I played my trump. I clocked that wicket. Charita Sri Lanka. Just 5 to him, 157 for 3.
Tremendous on strike. It's outside the line, I think, of the off stump for starters. He's interested, Kuldeep, though. He wants to have a chat to his captain and the keeper. Nope, still nothing.
Yeah, he walked briskly to the captain. But I think Sanju Samson made the right call in saying, yeah, outside the line of the stumps, but beautifully bowled again. Bat as well.
Just the one. Brings Nisanka back on strike on 93. Wicket off the very first ball of the over.
But I'll tell you what, Nisanka should play this smart. Not try to take Kuldeep on, pick him off for what's there, and then go from there.
It's going to be called wide.
ভালোবাসা ভাই
Look at the
ভালোবাসা
bowlers that remain for India. First ball, the ball turns away, and hence the bottom of the bat gets nothing on it. Nisanka, Krishna Salanka.
আর কেউ নাই
3 balls left in the over. Straight away looking to rock on that back foot again.
So looking at the overs remaining, Hardik's not on the field. Harshdeep's got 2. Rana's got 1. Aksar will have to bowl 1. So you have more chance of scoring against those 4 to make sure you're there out there against Kuldeep.
Look at the numbers for Kamindu Mendes. Struck over 128. Only 3 runs from 4 balls in over number 16. Brilliant from Kuldeep up until now. Oh, that's very close. Very close indeed. Now he wants to have a proper chance. Nope.
2 noises though.
Maybe
2
not the next.
noises.
Yep.
But totally deceived Kamindu Mendes, not knowing what's coming at him.
Skipper's having a quiet little chat to the bowler, who's now got 1 ball left in his spell, Kuldeep.
These last 2 overs, he's conceded just 6 runs, Kuldeep Yadav. Yeah, bat.
Just as well.
সবাই একটু সাবস্ক্রাইব করে দেন সবাই
Oh, he's got an edge on
সবার
that
কাছে
one.
এটাই
It's
চাওয়া
only going to be 1. In the end, it's only 4 off the over and a wicket. Outstanding from Kuldeep. He's now finished 161 for 3.
What a game this has turned out to be. Dooley, supposed to be a dead rubber. It's been the most lively game so far. High scoring too. And India are clawing back. India's a class team. They have depth in their bowling unit and in the team as well when it comes to pressure. So what I'm seeing now, Dooley, is Pathum Nisanka is also aware that he can't get out. He's coming close to his 100 as well. So he's playing slightly differently, understandably.
Yeah, it's tough. He's losing opponents a little bit too regularly. Not given wide, gets away with it. I think that's a pretty good decision in the end. You're right, coming down to the wire, this one.
And we might just see the best of Harshdeep Singh. We haven't seen that so far in the tournament, but he's another seasoned T20 bowler. He's been superb, Kuldeep Yadav. This game we just saw how he came back after being really expensive in the first couple of overs. Bit unlucky on a couple of occasions when there was just a feather with the bat and wasn't able to get a leg before. Couple of things for Nisanka now coming close to 100, which is a big deal. Also knows that after this it's going to be Lianage, who's not been playing every game in this tournament, so he knows that the next batter
সবাই একটু সাবস্ক্রাইব
will
করেন
be
সাবস্ক্রাইব
slightly
করেন
underconfident. Wants a single, gives a single.
Yeah, he's not getting a lot of help, Nisanka, at the moment.
লাইক
That's
কমেন্ট
like a
করে
5
দিন
from
ভাই
9, really struggled. Kamindu Mendes tremendous. I know he's only been there 6 deliveries, but he's got 3 from those 6. The other highest wicket taker of the tournament, so often in the spotlight. 4 overs, 1 for 31 this evening.
After being really expensive the first couple of overs when Ruhul Pereira went after him. That was deep. It's gone high, and this could be out.
Good, bro, good.
Catch taken. Mendes is gone.
Kavinder
India
Mendes.
dropped a few
Opening
catches in
জিতে
this
এখনো
tournament.
রয়েছে।
Was an important one taken.
আর ওরা আস্তে আস্তে
I think he's
যাইতেছে
one of the best,
বাংলাদেশ
though,
পাওয়ার
Akshat Patel. And you're going to hit it to someone you don't want to be hitting it near him very often. He is so good, usually in the deep. Well, that's another one. Judged it well, went back, made sure he had enough room, then just had to come forward a touch. And Kavinder Mendes now gone. Sri Lanka losing them quickly at the moment, 163 for 4.
Tell you what, this is a good move from Sri Lanka. That's Shanaka, you might remember, against India when they had a great start. The way he came in, they smacked a few, got some runs on the board for Sri Lanka to challenge India. Former Sri Lankan captain. But Storm, reluctant single taken, makes his ground. Akam Nisanga is on strike now. What innings has he played? I mean, he's been just a delight to watch.
Brilliant. The scoop from Kuldeep. Away to his favoured side, left-hand side. He just couldn't quite get his footing early enough to let the throw go. Had he been able to, I think, might have been some trouble for Shanaka. He's been super impressive, Nisanga. Wonderful shots. Shanaka's record, he's a good striker of the ball, and Nisanga needs some help.
Well, he's got the burden of the world on his shoulders because he can't get out. He gets out, they win the game. He's on 95 as well, requiring 12.32. It's gone straight. And seems like it's gone all the way. What an innings. His first 100 in T20 internationals, and what a shot to get there. And this is only the third 100 in Asia Cups. One of the very best that we've seen. 170 for 4. Nisanga 101.
It's been an innings of absolute class tonight from Pathum Nisanga. He has carried Sri Lanka's hopes on his shoulders. Partnership with Ruhul Pereira. And now he's got to do it on his own.
Yeah, you've got to be just sort of floored by what this guy has done. Just imagine, last ball of the over. He's on 95. He knows he's the wicket they want. India, required rate is 12. He goes for it and nails it. Everyone rises. left. So much T20 cricket you watch, but certain innings that stand out. This is going to be one of those. What a player, what an innings.
Very measured celebration as well. He knows the job is not done yet.
Good shot. Has he found the fielder? No. Tilak Verma, I think it is. It's one of the shorter boundaries here. Akshar Patel, you can understand, not keen to flight at a ball full length. That's Shanaka now in the game.
Well, I said Nisaka needs some help. There's it, Shanaka, the man, and it's not a huge amount of help. It's a little innings of 20 off 8 balls, 9 balls. Something like that. That's all that's required for Sri
এখন থেকে
Lanka.
প্রতি খেলায় লাভ
A
দেখতে
little
পারবেন।
cameo to back up the unbelievable work that Nisaka has done. Bit of an injury out there for Tilak Varma now. Gosh, we've got Hardik off the field. Struggling. Has he done a hamstring? Clutching at the back of his left leg. More problems for India.
Got to say, slightly disappointing delivery from Akshar
ভালো
Patel.
লাগলে
It's a
তো
new batter in, so he's also
সাবস্ক্রাইব
feeling the
করে
pressure.
দেবেন।
That's Shanaka. Yeah, that's better.
আপনাদের
Just
কাছে
bowl
আর
it a
কিছু
little slow,
চাওয়া
get the
নেই।
ball to turn. The quicker you bowl, the more round
যদি
arm
ভালো
you are.
লাগে মনে করেন
It's going to get easier for the batter. Batting second time round on this pitch is a little easier. Well bowled. Slower in the air off the pitch too.
Yeah, line's much better. He's got to make Shanaka hit leg side, offside. So what happened here when he came down, maybe? You see, a little hop there. Just felt that top of that left hamstring twinge a touch. 9 from the over, the ball to go.
Great atmosphere on this ground. One of the few times he's missed. Just gets a single, he'll be happy with that single. He'll retain strike. It's 180 for 4.
জানি না সবাই কি ঠিক মতো খেলা দেখতে পারতেছেন কিনা। সবাই তো কমেন্টে জানাইলে হয়তো ভালো হইতো, যারা যারা খেলা দেখতেছেন ঠিক মতো খেলা দেখতে পারতেছেন কিনা। হয়তো অন্য একটা মোবাইল দিয়ে দেখতে পারতাম।
12 balls, 23 runs. To me, that equates to 4 boundaries. 4 boundaries in 12 deliveries. That's what Sri Lanka have to find. And there's some good running between the wickets. Pitch the 1s and 2s, and they can get home.
He's got the experience. Harshdeep has done this before many times. Starts off well. I expect Harshdeep to keep his nerves and do what's right in the situation. Couple of runs to Nissanka.
The field set for the right-hander with 3 back on the offside. Where do they go to? Harshit, who's been expensive. Or back to Akshar. Where you going, Sanjay?
I think that's what they'll do. Harshit might just make things easier. Ball is coming on nicely. He's not been in good form. Akshar has got experience on his side. The batter also will be under pressure. Last over. It's a flat batter that for a single. We've watched an incredible innings tonight. We've seen him before. We've seen the spark in this guy, but today's come of age. His first T20 international 100, only the third in the Asia Cup, following Virat Kohli and Babar Azam. 2 big names.
And names to follow, those two. Tell you that much of this spin. Just been classy the whole way through. The placement, the timing, the awareness of the situation for the most part.
Absolutely. This is that. The umpires are okay with the line as well. So that's going to be a dot ball.
Well, this is where Ashdeep impresses me because the field is not necessarily set for a bouncer, but he's decided that a quick bouncer might be just as hard with this field set for Shanaka to try and get into the bowler's head. He's thinking Yorkers, he's thinking maybe leg stump, off stump Yorker, so I can get inside it and flick it. And Ashdeep just fires in a quick bouncer. That's where his thinking at the back end of an inning is very good.
The guideline is that the umpires as a guideline, but that was clearly wide. It's not Babar Azam, Babar Hayat. And you remember this 100 against Oman 2016. What a match this has turned out to be. This incredible crowd as well. I think the best match that I've seen on the ground in this tournament. Had some one-sided games, not this one. A high-scoring match. Plus, this is going to be a nail-biter. You find the field, and this is good bowling from Ashdeep. And see the experience now coming through.
Yeah, it's a really good field set too, Sanjay. When you think about what Ashdeep's trying to do is, okay, he's bowled that bouncer, that's one of his options. He can go off pace or he can go full and wide. And your third or your backward point is quite wide, then you've got an extra cover and a long off who's also relatively wide for that full wide delivery. So he's got his bases covered if he wants to take it off pace into the surface. If he wants to do that surprise bouncer, that's okay. He's got a deep fine leg as well for the pull shot, hook shot. And the wide Yorker is generally going to go in that area.
Sanka will be thinking, should I go all out this over or wait for the final over to be bowled by an out-of-form Harshit Rana or maybe a spinner? He's got those calculations to make. This is excellent bowling. It's another single. What an over so far from Harshdeep.
Yeah, you said he'd hold his nerve, and he does it so often. At times you see Ashdeep, if he's a little expensive up front, he just hauls it back. His ability to stay in the moment, have a clear process, and get the job done. It's not done yet. There's one ball remaining. I think the Sanka's got to be on strikes, Sanjay, so I give Shanaka a free hit. 2, 4, 6 or out.
The 6 runs so far from this 19th over. So that's 7 runs. He'll have to bowl that one ball more again.
Yeah, he's looking for that Yorker wide of off stump. He's looking for that wide line. Just seems to be drifting across. The angle makes it look bad, but it is bad.
Just amazed by the support for Sri Lanka as well on this ground today. Lots of Sri Lankan fans have turned up. Ashdeep. Scott Swain hasn't quite timed it. Rinku Singh is quick. Oh, that could be boundary. Yeah. It's been called for by the fielder down on the boundary. So it finishes with 11 runs of the over. And it's going to be 12 of the last over. 191 for 4.
সবাই একটু কমেন্ট করুন, সবাই একটু কমেন্ট করে দেন।
I love that from the fielding point of view, first and foremost. And it was a much needed
সবাই তো একটা
boundary.
লাইক দিতে
Shanaka
পারেন।
provided it.
Excess refund reward on car insurance.
Yeah, we talked about it at the pitch report, saying that the last 2 games, team batting first has won, the team batting second lost because they didn't bat well. You can see when you bat well, you can chase down 200 as
সবাই
well.
একটা করে লাইক দিয়ে
It's
দেন।
come down to 12 runs from 6 balls, and guess who's bowling? Harshit Rana. India back The young player, young fast bowler. You're the man to do it for us. Pathum Nissanka is on strike. He's standing outside off. And found the fielder. What a break for India. What a break for Harshit Rana. Goes straight to the fielder. Warren Chakravarti, I think it is, who's taken the catch. So much to talk about. He was standing outside the offside to play this very shot. And played it quite well, but straight to the fielder.
1 yard either side, and I think this is four. It's hit Chakravarti's hand so hard. I think he's as surprised as anyone. Really good reflex action catch. And it brings about an end to a terrific innings. He has got Sri Lanka so close. It's over to someone else, but you have played your part, Pathum Nissanka. A brilliant 107. Sri Lanka lose their fifth at 191.
Well done to India, backing Harshit Rana. Lian again has come in and could have been easily out first ball. Sure whether that was the right thing to do, but Chanaka happy to be at the non-striker's end because this is going to be tough for Lian again. He wasn't playing the last few matches. His pick for this game.
Yeah, not easy. He's had a terrific start to his one-day international career. Harshit Rana looking for that middle and leg stump Yorker. It was clipped beautifully, and it was straight at Warren Chakravarti, who held on to it.
What an innings. The way he got out as well. That shot, I tell you. Missed it. They're not easy for somebody who hasn't been playing for Sri Lanka in this tournament and to come in and start belting the ball around. And that shot that he played time Pathum Nissanka, perfect shot selection. Execution as well was perfect. He wouldn't be unhappy with the way he connected the ball. Unfortunately went straight to hand.
Yeah, spot on. It really was. He just did everything right. It was clever though, that from Harshit Rana. Pace off gave the other game nothing to work with at all. 9 from 3.
Another piece of delivery. Sure. Well bowled. This is a variation from Rana. Wanted to seam up. He's got to come back for the second.
Little fumble. Just a little fumble. Who's that out in the deep? Shivam Dubé on the field. Is that him? Yeah, it is. Just a little fumble. Allowed them to come back for 2.
একটা বাউন্ডারি লাগবে, একটা বাউন্ডারি হলে হয়তো খেলাটা চলে
Shanaka
যাবে।
can be a dangerous player at this stage for India. He's on strike again. 7 needed from 2 balls. Yeah, once you bounce it into the turf, get that tennis ball bounce, and then you get the time as a batter to dive in.
একটা বাউন্ডারি না হলে খেলাটা চলবে না।
Well, you need some luck. Chasing down over 200, you need an element of luck. Dasan Shanaka's got it there. Oh, Sanjay. 3 from 1. What about a 2? What about a little 2 here? Do a bit of overtime. Have a super over.
There are 3 players out there trying to maybe come to a decision. What should be the last ball? Should it be pace? Should it be a slow delivery? What should be the line? What should be the field? Try and tell you exactly what's happening. Rinku Singh has run all the way from the offside deep to go on the leg side. Harshit Rana Nisanka, but he's got a job to do here. One ball to go.
I think Shivam Dube's been given the boot from deep mid wicket. He's been kicked out of there, and Rinku Singh, one of the best in the game, one of the quickest in the Indian lineup. He's been planted out at deep mid wicket, a key position.
They've got long off straight. Is it going to be pace or pace off? Last ball. Hit the stump. Pace on. And then get 2 runs for it. And is there a chance of the third? Could have been a run out. 2 runs, so let me get this right. Scores are equal. And we can confirm that it is going to be a super over.
সেই জমে এগুলো গলাটা শুনে
Yeah, and you might have seen
সুপার
the
ওভারে
other
আবার
guy
হবে
trying to
তারা
get back with
দেই
the third, and the run out was on, but it wouldn't have mattered because they already had the 2. So I can understand what he was trying to do. He wasn't panicking. He was thinking, let's just try and steal the third. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, it doesn't matter. It's a super over anyway. But we've got more time. What time do the lights have to go off? What a cracking game. It really has been a superb game. Great way to finish the Super Fours. It was hammered into the surface, and Shanaka could only get it up around the stickers. The other guy takes off, he makes sure he's back, and he's going. But Shanaka's dived at the other end. And I'll tell you what, he might have got backwards a little fumble as well.
Yeah, I guess he was just trying to save time and win it right now. Yeah, if he was run out, it would have still. Scores equal, you can see the panic and the exciting. And anger too. But what a game. Oh dear. Yeah, this is when you stop behaving yourself, being proper as a support staff and just watching with your emotions in control. This is when you just can't hold back.
He's telling him now, why did you dive? Why did you dive? There was a third one on. Harshit Rana spilt it, he's knocked it on. Could have been 3. Sorry, coach, I wasn't sure.
Must say well done to Harshit Rana. That over was pretty good. He was unlucky with the boundary over third man. Considering, how the match had gone for him so far. Did well. Oh dear, what a match. The Asia Cup has come alive just before the finals. The right time. The Pakistan final, but this game, now this was the big moment. And it was the last over.
The other guy tried the little scoop shot. It was a pace-up delivery, a good slower ball. Swung it out to deep mid wicket. Just watch the little fumble from Shivam Dube here. Just there. Tried to throw it before he had it in his hands. He picked it up cleanly. That could have been a run-out chance. The lucky boundary for Shanaka. And then this. Lianaga herring back for 2. A little misfield again. He wanted 3, but Shanaka pulled out the big dive, and then it was like, no, don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. 202 apiece. A reminder of the innings and the innings of the tournament so far as well from Nisanka. Absolutely brilliant at the top of the order. 107 from 58. He got help from Kusal Pereira, and it wasn't then until Shanaka came to the crease that there was a little more life in that Sri Lankan batting.
Yeah, the best batting performance by far. It makes me happy that there is the ability that we wanted to see from the Sri Lankan batting. I guess just come a little late in the tournament. It was a slightly different outing for the Indian bowlers, but great comeback by their spinners. I mean, look at Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti in these conditions to have that economy rate and plus pick a wicket each was tremendous. Unfortunately, Hardik Pandya couldn't come and bowl the second over, so India have got a few concerns before the final game. But at the moment, I guess they want to win this match as well. It's going to be the super over that will decide it. There's something very interesting. The last time these two teams met in a T20 international was in 2012. 24, and that too was a tie.
Wow. 2:02. Just to remind you, the laws around the Super Over, the side that were batting continue to bat, so the changeover time is not too long. You pick your three batters prior to coming out to bat, and Sri Lanka have picked Kusal Pereira and Dasun Shanaka. They'll have someone else padded up. They go to someone like Chakravarti, or they go back to Ashdeep.
Well, I can see what's happening out there, so I can pretend to
সবাই 100 লাইক কমেন্ট করে দিন,
predict.
100
It
পূর্ণ
seemed
করে
like
দিন।
Arshdeep Singh was so impressive in the 19th over. and
368
India won
জন
the
আছেন,
game. That
100
shows,
লাইক চাই সবার কাছ থেকে।
normally the 19th over would have had a lot to do with it. Just surprised. I'm sure a lot of people thinking, why not Hakim Nisanka? The kind of form that he was in, maybe he's a little tired. Played virtually the whole innings. But the incumbent batter, Dasun Shanaka, comes out and puts up. It's come in to, I guess, just make it a little difficult with the left-hand, right-hand combination. In that tied match, the last match that these two teams played against each other was a bilateral game. Sri Lanka in the Super Over just got 2 runs. And India won the game, so they will be hoping more of the same.
Now you feel like Super Over, you kind of need in that 12-13 range or above, just to put some pressure on the opposition, to make sure they have to find an early-ish boundary and give you an opportunity for a wicket.
This batting first a little difficult in the Super Over. Sri Lanka have to do it because they batted second. In the main game, well, he's got a wicket first ball. Rick Singh takes a catch. So this is a good start for India.
Yes, batting first is a little more difficult because you're just not sure. You're not sure, and it's just sliced off the batter touch. Perfect field placement. They went wide, trying to take the power of the leg side away from Kusal Pereira. Big boundary on the offside. Rinku Singh on as a substitute. He's a very good fielder. And Kusal Pereira, his last one delivery in the Super Over, he is gone. Sri Lanka have only faced one ball. They've got 5 to go and only 1 wicket left.
Very strange kind of decisions made around the batting order. Still no Pakum Nisanka. They can't afford to lose 1 more wicket. They've sent in Kamindu Mendes, who is the son of Jayasuriya, knows that we don't Charita Salanka, the captain as well. It's a good player in this kind of a situation. There's Pakum Nisanka. Here's Arshdeep, the Super Over. Plenty happened there, just for 1 run.
Looking for that reverse scoop. Toe into the bat. I wonder how close this would have been if Ashdeep had managed to right-foot it onto the stumps.
Just loving the body language of Arshdeep. He seems to enjoy this kind of a challenge. Oh, that the stumps would have been curtains for Sri Lanka. In fact, that is how he made his name, Simon. I remember Punjab Kings in the IPL when he was so impressive with his depth overs. When he started playing for India, that we saw him with the new ball too. So this is what he does best. They are making the right choice. Spin would have been too much of a gamble. Shot up outside. This is a brilliant so far from Arshdeep.
That really is superb. Shanaka should know what Ashdeep's trying to do here, though. So he's got to allow himself to open the blade and go maybe a point region or even fine of the deep third that's in place. Open that blade up, get yourself keeps trying to do. If Ashik then looks to go straight, he can just dink it round the corner.
What a crowd, what a game as well. Just playing deft touches is something that batters just feel the pressure of the situation. That's exactly right. So India stuck with that tactic, and they're going to test. That's with Shanaka, whether he has the nerves to just use the pace of the bowler. At the moment, he's just trying to belt it down the pitch.
Well, India have played 5 super overs in T20 cricket. There was 2 in one series against New Zealand in 2020. And one tied up after the super over. They beat Afghanistan and Sri Lanka in 2024 as well.
He's mentioned it was a run directed. Well done, Sanju Samson. It started with Arshdeep Singh bowling a beauty. He's been given out from the bowlers and umpire.
Well, that has been a superb super 4 deliveries from Arshdeep. There's a wide in there. I mean, I don't know what is going on here because he hasn't nicked it. It's gone nowhere near the back.
To take that,
But dead eye.
we have a
the start.
left review for
Like a
behind
10 pin
given
ball.
out. I checked fit is a fair delivery.
Was in the frame. Well, he raised his finger there, but we saw the bowler and umpire as well raise his finger. So they're actually trying to figure out which batter is out. There's something got the bowler and umpire to raise his finger. So there is something before that. Was it given out, caught behind, and is that being reviewed? So it's about which batter is out. It seemed like there was an outside edge, so Shanaka might just stay there.
Well, here's the thing. He's been given out at the bowler's end.
Ball pass is very close to the bat. Can I have Altais? Keep rolling. Flat line, keep rolling.
Again, all right, at the fag end of the game, a lot of
Unsatisfied, no bad
is
involved.
coming into the game. Now, clearly, if he's given him out caught behind at the bowlers
You need
and
to change
umpire,
your decision out to not out.
so on review, the striker is not out, and the non-striker was clearly run out, but because it was reviewed at the time, is it a dead ball? And that's why the non-striker cannot be out.
Yeah, spot on. It was been pretty good throughout the tournament, so loath to be too harsh, but it was a pretty ordinary decision because he was nowhere near it. I'm not sure how the standing umpire at the bowler's end thought it was out caught behind. He hasn't hit the ground, there's nowhere near it. Sanju hasn't even appealed. He's not even bothered about the caught behind, and then he's given it out for some bizarre reason. So the game must continue.
And why was Arshdeep appealing towards the bowlers and umpire unless he also heard something? So in fact, because of that, maybe umpire felt the pressure raising the finger because there was nothing there. But yeah, they're just trying to understand what's happened. Eventually, they'll have to resign to the fact that no wicket was lost there.
Yeah, the first decision always stands. And when the first decision is out, that's dead ball. The ball is dead. When it's given out by the umpire at the bowler's end, whatever transpires after that does not matter. And that's what they're just trying to explain to Surya now.
Now, that is another point to be debated, whether it should be a dead ball. A lot of people have asked me over the years. The umpire hasn't given a decision. Let the game sort of carry on. Let it run, it scores. And after that, maybe it can be, sort of the decision could be made. But sure, we'll get to hear a lot of that on social media. So we'll take all your views on this one. So this is what happened. Run out, brilliant from Samson. The bowler appealed. The umpire raises the finger. finger here. You shouldn't have, because actually the square leg umpire had raised the finger before this one. Big ball of the over. Slice it straight to the fielder. This time, Harshdeep is only clapping. Jitesh Sharma, I think, who's taken the catch, is the reserve keeper. And once again, it seems like Sri Lanka will get 2 runs in this super over. 1 ball to go.
Oh, you can appeal for that one, Ashdeep. That one's okay. That certainly hit the bat, but it was straight to the man at deep backward point. And that is a terrific super over from Ashdeep. He nailed his Yorkers. He went wide of the right-handers. And all Shanaka could do was pick up a thickish outside edge. So both wickets falling for just 2 runs. Trying to find out who they want, I think. He's just talking about maybe Sanju. Who do they want at the top of the order? From India's point of view, with the bat, but with only 3 to win, I don't really think it matters.
I think they should just send their regular openers. You need somebody like Shubman Gill as well, calm head. Abhishek Sharma will find this a little difficult to do. Just 3 runs to win in and over. And I tell you what, all the Sri Lankan fans who've come today, there are lots of Indian fans as well. This is a match of no consequence, but they've taken the trouble of coming to the ground and the stadium. And the game has responded in kind. They've deserved it. Just a great atmosphere here at the Dubai International Stadium.
Yeah, when they get the crowds in here, it is a terrific cauldron. Sound sort of comes off the canvas shelvings at the top and booms back out into the middle of the ground as well. So the players love it when the crowd are in. I'm sure they'll be back to the rafters on Sunday afternoon. But the Bangladesh game a couple of nights ago, or last night actually, and the night before, the India game was, they were terrific crowds. This has probably been the best of the tournament, I think, this one. So it's not a new ball to be used in this super over. They'll use one that's come out of the box of balls. It's not long 20 overs, but somewhere in that, I think 10 to 15 over mark, somewhere around about there. Something that's not too scuffed up, relatively white, but certainly not shiny, and towards the newer end of a 20 over game.
Now that we've got some time and the fever has just died down a little bit. Strange batting order from Sri Lanka. Couldn't understand why Pathum Nissanka didn't come out, and then Kamindu as well coming at the fall of the first wicket. Couldn't understand that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Unless he's decided himself that he was just too tired or couldn't manage it. It's a reminder of what transpired in the game proper. Super over, India will require 3 to win. But yeah, I mean, it could have only been his decision, I think, Sanjay. I don't think there was any other way to look at it. The man who's just a blistering 100, a magnificent innings to get Sri Lanka all but to a victory. Must have been his decision to say, look, I can't manage it. I'm too tired. But yeah, it was an interesting batting order.
The captain himself could have been a good choice, along with Shanaka, left-hand, right-hand combination as well. Seems like, I mean, just the way Wanendu was looking at the ball, he might be the bowler bowling super over. It's a good call. He might have the field in, build some pressure on, as we thought India will not mess around. There's a good chance Abhishek and Shubman will come out.
There's a very good chance Abhishek will try and finish it very first ball. So I think, no, it's not Abhishek. Oh, disappointment.
And don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe they get a sense that one in two, the one over, might as well go and have a crack at it. This is what the captain is saying there. He is taking the cap off. But yes, Surya Kumar Yadav has come in. Hasn't been amongst the runs, but doing the right thing as captain, leading from the front. It looks very relaxed, and India not really worrying about the left-hand, right-hand combination.
Well, maybe they're superstitious as well, Sanjay, a little bit, because the tied game that Sri Lanka and India played, the last one, it was Surya Kumar Yadav who came out and opened the batting and hit the first ball for 4 when they were chasing 3.
Just amazing coincidences. Can you imagine the last game between these two teams was a tie? Super over. Sri Lanka batted first, got 2 runs, and same opening pair. Can you imagine? Shubman Gill hasn't played before this Asia Cup tournament, the T20 matches. It was Shreyas Iyer who was in the team. Shubman Gill has come in. So amazing coincidences. Let's see whether that happens to Julie, whether the first ball get hit for 4. I expect a field that's going to put all kinds of pressure on Surya Kumar Yadav, as they would expect. So now they've got 5 fielders for a dab, for a single, and they'll be right up to say the single. But if they look to play the big shot on the leg side, they've got 3 boundary riders. Nobody on the offside, 3 on the leg, 1 straight down at long off, and 5 fielders inside the circle.
It suggests that the field is set to bowl wrong-ins. Hasaranga have the wherewithal to maybe bowl a slow leg spinner to start.
Class of the man. Won't go all the way, but very calmly done. And that might just equal that 3 runs. India won. Wow. Look at Surya. How easily he's done it. Match that ended in a super over. And it was a super game as well, Jody.
Well, it's been a brilliant afternoon, evening. And nicely placed by Surya Kumar Yadav. And they ran hard. They wanted it over and done with on that ball. The fielding was a little bit laboured, I will say, but Gill and the captain really sprinted between the wickets to pick up that 3 first ball. They wanted it over and done with. They want to get back to the hotel before midnight. Good luck with that. Traffic pending. And get themselves prepared for Sunday's final. But Sri Lanka have played their part here tonight. They have been absolutely brilliant. Batam Nissanka in particular, providing the fireworks with the bat. It has been a terrific game on what must be said. Well done to Matt Sandry and his team. The ground staff, they produce wickets similar to this, but teams just haven't coped, haven't batted well enough. I don't think the last 3-4 games here, we've seen really good services and teams not batting well enough. Tonight we've seen both teams bat brilliantly on a great pitch, and let's hope for more of the same on Sunday.
Absolutely. Finally on a quality pitch, we've seen quality batting. Charida Salanka, the captain. Mendes didn't get too many, but well, the other Kusal was in the game. Game will be remembered for the super over. For sure, India winning the super over, but also for some tremendous batting that we saw right through the game. And there's the man who's played one of the great T20 innings. Who knows, he could be the player of the match as well, despite his team losing. That's the kind of innings that he's played. Surya Kumar Yadav making a statement there, just walked out nonchalantly, tapped the ball into the outfield. India ran 3. So that's the only thing that is different in this match, is that he didn't hit a boundary to win the game. Took 3 runs, just what was needed.
You were pleased with that as well, because the last thing they wanted to do was go into that final having had a loss.
Yeah, that's the thing to remember as well. India won this game. They batted the best they've done in the tournament. be of a reality check. When Bumrah doesn't play, the bowling attack doesn't quite look the same. Especially the way they start on with the new ball. I think the pressure was on India instantly the moment Arshdeep with the new ball and Arshid Rana with the new ball went for runs. The spinners got them back superbly. For the first time, you've seen 200 being scored in this tournament. And as a result, we're seeing the best match of the tournament. Now look at that, 107 of 58 balls. One of the very best T20 innings that we've seen.
Yeah, he's a diminutive figure as well, not a big man by any stretch, but he times the ball and places the ball so well. The sound off the bat in some of these boundaries was just echoing, reverberating around this magnificent stadium. He put on a show, and that was the one to get to 100. Wide a sharp volley from Arshdeep, and he's just pummeled it downtown to move from 95 to 101.
In many ways, also an innings of responsibility. He wasn't just going all guns blazing, saw a couple of wickets fall, felt that he had to stay there till the end, which he did. Top scores. Dr. Nisanka, 107 by far, the best innings that we've seen in this tournament, despite the blitz that we've seen from Abhishek Sharma, not one, at least a couple of more. Hardik Pandya, just the one over for him today. And the seamers were expensive, but Arshdeep Singh made a great comeback in the 19th over and bowled a super over.
Yeah, it was really good, Arshdeep. The 19th was good, and this was simply brilliant. Went wide, took the power away from Kusal Pereira, who you could see with the catch in the deep. And this one was sliced away down to a backward point. 2 wickets for Arshdeep in the super over meant that India only had to chase 3 to win, and they did that with ease off the very first ball. Surya Kumar Yadav finding the gap at extra cover, and India take the win. A super over after a terrific game. And India through to that final. They already knew that prior to tonight's game. Pakistan clinched their spot in the final last evening. The DP World Asia Cup final for 2025 for the first time in the 41-year history of the Asia Cup. It'll be India versus Pakistan, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. here at the Dubai International Stadium. Short break, and Ravi Shastri
ধন্যবাদ
will take us
সবাইকে
through the post-match
এতক্ষণ পাশে
presentation.
থাকার জন্য। ইনশাল্লাহ আবারও দেখা হবে আপনাদের মাঝে আগামী 28 তারিখ রাত 10টার পর। 10টার আগে হয়তো আসতে পারবো না আপনাদেরকে দেখানোর জন্য, কারণ অফিস টাইম ছিল, অফিস টাইম আছে, অফিস শেষ করে তারপরেই আপনাদের মাঝে আসবো। যদি কোনো কথাই ভুল হয়ে থাকে তাহলে ইউটিউবকে আই এম সরি। ধন্যবাদ ইউটিউব চ্যানেল, ইউটিউব টিম, সকলের প্রতি কৃতজ্ঞ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।